All right, James. So, what is ITI?
Cool. So ITI stands for Integrative Training Institute. It's a health and performance company based out of Santa Monica, California. We offer strength coaching, neuromuscular therapy in the form of muscle activation technique, integrative and functional nutrition coaching, coaching in general. It's a health and performance little one-stop shop.
Beautiful. And what was your journey to get here? Because you've been in the industry for 20 something years, right?
Yeah. After graduating college, kind of wanted to figure out what was, what direction I was going to go into. I didn't necessarily want to go back to school right away, and I knew strength coaching, personal training was just something that came easy to me. So I moved out west, got certified as a personal trainer, started training people, and the first half of my career, um, like I said, I moved from Connecticut to California, and the first place I started training people was a little gym called Easton Gym in Santa Monica, and I started working with a lot of general population. And quickly realized, along with dealing with my own health challenges, tightness, pain, I played football in college, and I did a lot of, which meant you had to, get strong and build your body up. And I really loved bodybuilding, and so I weight trained and I trained heavy, a lot of volume, and that coupled with working with people, I started to see issues just with people being limited with pain, tightness, immobility, injuries, things like that. And then, like I said, dealing with my own kind of, I started to go on this crusade to figure out what is actually going on with my clients. Why can't they do X? Like when I ask them to do this, they're having a hard time doing that. This guy's mechanics looks completely different than this guy's mechanics, and then dealing with my own stuff. So that I felt a deep, I felt very compelled to seek out the best in the industry to try and figure out get educated and try and figure this stuff out. And even though I got busy pretty fast, even though I was looked at, even though I was, you know, I might have been the busiest trainer in there. A lot of folks looked at me like I might have been like one of the top trainers in the area. I still would go home wondering, I'm not that good. I don't know. Why is this guy in pain? Why can't this guy do a lunge? Why can't this guy overhead press? Why is this guy, so um, I would go home puzzled and pondering these problems people were facing, these health challenges. And then, like I said, I was dealing with a lot of like chronic back spasms and neck spasms and tight hips and just, pain in, a multitude of areas. Stumbled upon, well, I first went to a course in Arizona, in Phoenix, called Athletes Performance. I spent 2 weeks there, and I got I started to get a grasp of like, okay, this is how they deal with it, but it didn't resonate to the point it did with some other folks. And I got back from that course, and one of my colleagues came up to me and was like, "Hey, man, you actually want to get better at this? You actually care about it?" Like, absolutely, man. I'm all in. He's like, "You got to check out this course called Z Health," and that I did. So I checked it out, and Z Health is a course on it's a neurocentric way of looking at training. It's a lot of neurophysiology, which this was around 2010. It just blew my mind, and I realized the brain it's it, right? Like the brain is regulating and controlling all these various functions of our body, including our motor function, mechanics. And it was an information communication based system. And that's where I was like, man, this is why I'm dealing with a bunch of stuff. Started to go to those classes. It was hard for me to implement because for me, everything was about a system. A system. How could I systematize my vision? Because my vision was to create a little bit of a one-stop shop. I wanted to be the place people and folks went to get better. improve their performance. I looked at performance like a huge spectrum. Yeah, I wanted to work with athletes, but I also had general population. These people wanted to just hold their kids and walk upstairs and do basic things that were losing their ability to do these things. And I was like, man, this is you know, if I could just sum up my practice kind of in one sentence, it's just an ability to understand and solve problems, health problems. And going to that Z Health course really enlightened me as to how the system, the neuromuscular system works. And then, as fortune would have it, I changed gyms and stumbled onto an MAT practitioner who, man, I mean, that was the system I was looking for. It was MAT. It put everything into this checks and balances system. I had been foam rolling. I don't even know how many hours I've spent foam rolling. Doing the Z Health drills, which were great, but I found limiting. And chiropractic, acupuncture, body work, massage, all these different modalities, which I won't disparage any of them. Just for me, I found that, it was always kind of like subjective and, did it help? Maybe, I didn't really know. Once I stumbled upon MAT, number one, I thought this is the system I've been looking for. I can have these various aspects and elements of my practice set up where I can go, MAT is for MAT, training is for training, and obviously now, nutrition being there, nutrition is a separate aspect of the practice as well. But with MAT, it just shined a light on all the weaknesses, all the limitations that I was dealing with, and explained a lot. It gave me answers to my questions, which was what is going on with me and what is going on with my clients. And you realize it's a strength deal. So much of it is a loss of tolerance to forces. And when I talk about forces, I'm talking about standing. I mean, for me, standing was something I lost the ability to do for longer than 20 minutes. So when I talk about performance as a spectrum, I know I'm speaking from firsthand experience that I just wanted to stand for longer than 20 minutes. So that was, forget bench pressing 350 and squatting 400 and all that stuff. I just wanted to stand for longer than 20 minutes. So like I said, MAT rebuilt me. And the education, you're exposed to things like RTS, which is resistance training specialists. They go deep into biomechanics and how to position the joints optimally. And it also teaches you things like, hey, I don't even have full ownership over my own body. I've got to restore that. So it gets you back to the basics and the fundamentals, which are, can I move my body in time in space? Do I have ownership of that? And then the progression gets very, very clear because you're getting very, very clear about where the person is and where they need to start. And for me, I needed to rebuild my whole body. Now that pain that I went through is now my product. Understanding what I was dealing with, and then being able to take myself out of there. I've been now putting that, utilizing that same approach, that same system with all my clients. And what's cool about it is that the system is customizable because you look at each person as an individual and you understand where their mechanics are. And you understand that there's potential for improvement, and you're able to improve it with the various elements of the practice, including MAT. So, like I said, it's my practice isn't built on having all the answers. It's about asking the right questions, and I tell my clients that all the time. It's not about having all the answers. It's about asking the right questions, and that coupled with the whole, hey, I understand where the problems are. I have an ability to understand them, but also address them and solve them. It's because the system is based on removing speculation. I don't speculate. I get down to, the nuts and bolts. I figure things out. I get to the root cause of what's going on. And then with that ability, I'm able to establish direction for the client, which means decision making gets very, very, very easy for me. The experience is wonderful because of that approach. The experience that we're able to provide is unique because of that approach. We're able to really, really customize things for clients and get them out of pain and help them achieve their goals. Actually, help them exceed their goals. Not just achieve, but exceed. Yeah.
Nice. And you've been, obviously, you talked about Easton and Iron and all these different places you've been, and Z Health and all these different things you've tried to do, and now we have the facility. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that was a long time coming as well. This is part of your vision. In terms of what you've talked about now, what ITI does provide for people, what's your vision for the future for ITI? What do you want ITI to become in the future?
Well, I see no reason why we can't continue to grow and expand. I mean, we have a 1,800 square foot facility right now, but my belief, my passion is to service and help people. And I jokingly tell you guys all the time that I believe everybody should be our client, but it's true to me. I mean, there's not a single. I'm out and about. I have a family now. I've got 2 new. We're out and about talking with folks. We have a lot of family members. There's no one that can't benefit from this approach to training. So because I feel like that, inevitably, I want to expand and grow because there's only so many people I can help with the space that I'm in. I love the space that we're in, but my vision for the future, I can't help but think big. And, I want to help as many people as I possibly can. My belief in the system means it motivates me and inspires me to want to reach as many people as I possibly can. So that inevitably means that we're going to have to expand and grow as a company.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, man. Awesome.